Welcome to the International Michael Jackson News Digest, Friday, June 26, 2020. Here are today's headlines: 11th Anniversary Tributes. Win a pair of MJ underpants? Seriously? And Trapson feels the love. Okay, so let's get started with these tributes. So Latoya Jackson, this is from People, and nephew Taj paid tribute to MJ. Taj Jackson is mourning the loss of his uncle, the late Michael Jackson, on Thursday, which marked the 11th anniversary of the singer's death. A number of family members came together to commemorate him. 11 years ago today, the world lost the greatest entertainer of all time, wrote Taj. Although his talent was a gift from God, him sharing it was a gift to us. The world is a darker place without Michael Jackson in it. His love and light is truly missed by all. Tito shared on Instagram, always in our hearts. And Latoya said, to the greatest soul and entertainer in the world, you will always be in our hearts. Rest in peace. Paris Jackson hails Michael Jackson as magic. Miss and love you every day, and thank you for the magic, she wrote on Instagram alongside a series of photos of her father. The post also included an Ernest Hemingway quote: every man's life ends the same. It is only the details of how he lived and how he died that distinguish one man from another. And we'll have a look at the Instagram post and the photos that Paris posted. So there's the quote from Ernest Hemingway, and lovely photo of Paris. What's going on with me today? Oh, I love this selection of photos, and that is beautiful. Okay, so, and the Michael Jackson online team shared on Instagram, I become the stars and the moon, I become the lover and the beloved, I become the victor and the vanquished, I become the master and the slave, I become the singer and the song, I become the knower and the known, I keep on dancing, then it is the eternal dance of creation, the creator and the creation merge into one wholeness of joy. I keep on dancing and dancing and dancing until there is only the dance. And obviously that's from Dancing the Dream by Michael Jackson, and also in the Dangerous book that came with the album. I'm sure most of you have got Dancing the Dream. If you haven't got that book, please buy it. I feel it's much more essential than Moonwalk. Moonwalk is fascinating, but Dancing the Dream really gives you the soul, the essence of Michael Jackson, and it's a book that I still regularly dip into to this day. Okay, so our next tribute is Tiger Shroff pays tribute to Michael Jackson with Munna Michael numbers. So Tiger shared a clip dancing on his Munna Michael numbers, such as Feel the Rhythm and Beppawa, on Jackson's 11th death anniversary on Thursday. Bollywood's action star Tiger Shroff has certainly got a body for an action star, has paid a heartfelt tribute to late King of Pop Michael Jackson. He shared a clip of himself dancing on Jackson's 11th death anniversary on Thursday. He says, couldn't see a thing in front of me with all that smoke. Never knew how the King of Pop did it, or the King did it so effortlessly. Thank you for leaving the blueprint for many of us. 1959 to 2009. R.I.P. King. R.I.P. Michael Jackson. So I'll play a little bit of this video. Okay, so this is Roger Friedman's Showbiz 411's his own tribute, remembering Michael Jackson on the 11th anniversary of his death, when having the receipts was the real thing. I was dreaming when I wrote this, so sue me if I go too fast, but life is just a party, and parties weren't meant to last. Obviously, Prince. If I told you this story before, forgive me. On June 25, 2009, Michael Jackson was supposed to be asleep after a night of rehearsals for his run of shows in London. He was supposed to be moving to London any minute, and the shows would take a lot out of him. I was sitting right here at my desk working on various other stories when I got a message that Michael had had a heart attack and was being rushed to the hospital. Showbiz 411 just begun under the aegis of another publication, so I had to contact my editors in Los Angeles. While I was emailing them, I was simultaneously calling the cell phone of Frank DeLeo, Michael's long-time friend and manager, who'd just come back into the picture. When Frank picked up, I was relieved. "Frank," I said, "how is Michael? Where are you?" Frank was whispering, "I'm with him. He's gone." "Gone? Wait, hadn't we jumped ahead of did he have a heart attack?" "Oh my God, Frank, what?" "He's gone. I'm in the hospital with him. I just closed his eyes. Now, the problem I have with this is, surely, I mean, Friedman is saying that Frank was whispering, I'm with him, he's gone, and he's just closed his eyes. Surely Frank isn't answering his phone while he is tending to the dead body of Michael Jackson. Let's continue. Frank, who everyone called Uncle Tookie, loved Michael. As it turned out, Frank would be dead a year later from heart disease. It's not rational, but in a way I think this is what caused Frank's death. He was such a big-hearted guy and he put on a good front, but the reality of Michael being gone was too much for him. I think the strain of it did him in. Well, there are quite a few theories as to why Frank died so soon after Michael, but we'll leave them there. A couple of days later, I'll be sitting on the terrace of the Four Seasons Hotel having coffee with Frank and a couple of other close Michael Jackson intimates who'd been good friends to me, covering Michael for many years. Everyone was in shock. One of them had been dealing with some members of the Jackson family and it hadn't been pretty. One of them said to me, have you heard of Dr. Murray? At the same time, he showed me they'd received from Dr. Arnold's client, Michael's Dr. Feelgood, a receipt, a bill for $48,000, which barely covered the period of rehearsals for the London shows. We read it in horror. I'm a bit bemused as to why Friedman needs to write that dealings with the family wasn't pretty. That went nowhere. Why put that in? I broke a lot of stories that summer thanks to these guys trying to get to the bottom of Michael's death. Many of the stories are lost in space as the publication didn't archive them. I do remember communicating with the editors on email while Frank was talking to me from the hospital and confirming Michael's death. The head editor wrote back to me and said she wouldn't publish it without confirmation. Is he really dead or just brain dead? As it turned out, she was the one who was brain dead. She's not around anymore and no one remembers her name. I got into a lot of trouble last year criticising the documentary Leaving Neverland. It's hardly a documentary. Michael had made a lot of mistakes in his life, particularly flaunting friendships like little boys. Little boys, really? Did you need to put that there? Everyone, I'm not reading that sentence. Then the Arvizos came along, like they lied like rugs, were used by Santa Barbara DA Tom Sneddon in his vendetta against Michael, and I broke all the stories about how the Arvizos lied. Today, in the vernacular, everyone uses the word receipts instead of evidence, but I was bought the actual receipts first before anyone. I knew the Arvizos had lied in court. Mesro asked Janet Arvizo if she thought Michael would take her kids away in a hot air balloon. It was his crowning moment, she replied. She exclaimed, yes. The courtroom gasped. Judge Melville banged his gavel. Catherine Jackson was sitting in front of me. She turned around for a minute. I'm lost. Where are we? She turned around for a minute and I said, I apologise on behalf of everyone for this trial. Michael Jackson was not easy. The last few years he was a victim of hucksters as he closed himself off from reality. A lot of people took advantage of him and his drug problems. During that trial, Frank went up to see Michael at Neverland and saw an IV pole with a do we really need to know this? As your tribute piece for Michael, come on Friedman, you can do better than this. Leaving Neverland is a travesty, a real violation of trust. The filmmaker who has since lost control of his rights was Con, so was HBO. A very good rebuttal film, square one, nice one. Friedman, that's good, is on Amazon Prime now. The fans, who are smart but can be annoying, did a ton of detective work. Nothing about Leaving Neverland stacks up or rings true, but it was one last grasp at the golden ring by those who'd been left behind high and dry. The gravy train was off the tracks. Frankly, if Michael had lived to be 80, I don't think he would have left money to any of his accusers. He was done with that. I have to believe Frank and Michael are in heaven having a good time. Frank is convincing Michael to a big tour and to make a new record. He's smoking a cigar and clapping Michael on the back. They are at peace, I hope, and dreaming big dreams. So what are your memories? I mean, Friedman mentions, what he was doing when he heard that Michael died. What are your memories? What do you remember when you heard that Michael Jackson died? It's one of those massive moments where we all remember where we were. I was on Twitter and news started feeding in from the fans around Carrollwood and the fans that were going to the Staples Theatre. That something was going on and Michael Jackson had been transported to hospital. A few people were saying this is just Michael's ploy to get out of the actual concert, but something didn't feel right, and sadly the news broke on TMZ that Michael Jackson had passed away. Leave me a comment and let me know your memories. Okay, so this is Prince giving away Michael's underwear. So this is from the Heal Los Angeles Foundation Instagram account. So to win a pair of signed underwear. So this is from Ethica. The design is amazing. I'm going to go in for this. If I don't win it, I think I'm still going to buy these. These look absolutely amazing. So to win this signed pair of Michael's underwear, of course, Michael Jackson never wore these. Follow Heal Los Angeles LDN, then tag 3 friends to follow them, and then like that photo. That's all you need to do. So if you're not already following Heal Los Angeles, do so and enter. Okay, so our YouTube recommendation of the day is from the brilliant Michael Trapson. This is probably one of the most unexpected but most endearing tributes around Michael's untimely death. We Love You, Michael Jackson, Trapson Tribute. I'll play a little bit of this and link the full video in the description.
For the glow god, how about that? So kill all that sad noise and remember, love is my message.
Love is my message, huh? Well, you ain't got to tell me twice. Shimon!
Whoa! Trapson, what have you been hiding under those sequin shirts? Okay, that's it for today's Michael Jackson News Digest, Friday, June 26, 2020. Like, comment and subscribe, because the best is yet to come.